You want to be able to have the flexibility of time to look after your kids and look after yourself while also generating income for your family. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ifya. It's going to be a different type of video today, but it's definitely something you're going to like. A bit of background about myself. I have 3 kids. They range from a year old to 6 years old, and one of them is still breastfeeding. I'm going to be talking about different things, 7 in total. There's so much more you can do, but I'm just going to focus on the 7 things you can do as a stay-at-home mom to get revenue for yourself, to help with the finances in your household. Before I start listing them out, I'm going to mention that most of the things I'm going to be listing here today is not a get rich quick scheme. It might take a while depending on how much interest you put into it, depending on how much time you are able to create for yourself to be able to get it done. It's not a you start today, you start making millions tomorrow kind of businesses. That's not what I'm talking about today. First things first, there's no other priority in this list, but my favorite is the last option. So do well to watch till the end and let me know which one you're going to be implementing at the end of this video. Okay, so first option is virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is a role where you're able to help a business owner remotely to be able to get things behind the scenes done. So you don't have to be in the same physical location. So you can, if they need help with managing their newsletters, if they need help with social media platforms, they help with putting things on their Shopify store. So at the minute, I've got 2 VAs that I currently work with, and everything relating to the back end of my Shopify store. We're in 2 different countries, and they literally do everything. So all my customer service, everything relating to customer service, they handle it. Posting on social media, so on our Pinterest page, on Facebook, on Instagram, they do all of that. And there's so many ways to get into being a virtual assistant. Platform called Upwork. You can go on there and put your skills, and the right person that needs your services would come for you. Or there are groups on Facebook where you can join and people can find you that way. So there is a group, a small business something group that I'm currently in, and I think it was sometime last week, someone said, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and if you need any help with getting things done behind the scenes for your business, I can do virtual assistance for you. So that is a good way to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there sometimes to find the things you need. So for my VAs, people already know, so I did not need to go looking for them anywhere, and they do what I need them to do perfectly. So it just works out for all of us. Starting a VA role, you need some level of experience. So if you're managing people's social media platforms, obviously you have to know what you need to do when you get on the platform. If you're going to be managing anything else, you have to have an idea of what you need to do. So there are so many areas you can specialize in being a virtual assistant. Some of them require little to no skills. So if you're doing customer service VAs, just responding to emails, apart from knowing the product or services the business does, there's not much involved. But if you're doing social media VA, obviously there's a lot more technicality involved in that you need to know. And the process of starting can be pretty easy if you get on and put yourself out there and all of that. It can be pretty easy to land your first client or land your first role or job. So second thing is social media marketing agency. Now this might sound huge, but it's doable. So there's so many people that make thousands and millions every month doing social media marketing agency, running a social media marketing agency. Now for my brand, we used to have an agency that used to run our ads for us. So when I first started, I found I found someone on Fiverr. So again, Fiverr is someone you can put your skills on. Upwork is another place you can also put your skills on. I found someone on Fiverr and they ran my ads for almost a year. The only reason why I stopped using them was, I think they gave the job to somebody else. So you know, like when you start getting too many clients and you can't manage it yourself, so the person they gave it to was like in a different country from them, and there was like missed communication and all of that. So, and it was just stressing me out, or like it wasn't going well. So I just came off using them and just started doing it myself. But yeah, if you have knowledge on how meta ads work, and there's so much information on YouTube, like you can binge watch running ads on YouTube for Meta and for TikTok, even for Google ads, and you can like go on and land your first clients and just keep going that way. So it's, when it comes to starting it obviously you need some level of skill and knowledge, so much knowledge in how to run ads, because you don't want to start and get kicked out immediately. In a client, if you go put yourself out there, Upwork or Fiverr, I think Fiverr is like my go-to when it comes to finding people. Like Fiverr is the top of my list. So if you put yourself on Fiverr, put your skills and everything, that way people can find you very easily. And you can land your first clients. You can do it in the comfort of your home. So if you've got everything planned out, it just takes a few hours to be able to get things done. So the second social media agency I used, this was at the beginning of this year, and they actually do charge a lot. No jokes. The amount they charge is actually different to what they pay the platforms they're going to be running on. So like earlier this year, the social media agency I was using, it was almost $2,000. I mean, £2,000 almost that I was paying to run my ads. I'm like, I paid £2,000 for a social media agency to run my ads, and I also have to pay a few £1,000s. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I paid, but it's at least £3,000 for me to run ads on some of these platforms. So can you imagine? Can you imagine? That is like really good money. And if it's just a few hours you spend a day creating these ads, getting it set up, because it doesn't take that much time. The only thing that takes time when it comes to SMM, social media marketing agencies, is trying to upskill yourself, because the platform changes so quickly. Like you need to be on top of it, testing creatives all the time, obviously with a few days. So you can work like 4 or 5 days a week, few hours every day, and you make some cool cash. Very good. Like there's so many kids on YouTube starting social media marketing agencies, and they're making serious money off it. So that's definitely something to think about. And the third thing is being a video creator. Obviously with how social media or content creation has grown, it is quite a massive market. Again, Upwork and Fiverr is your go-to platforms for putting yourself out there. So if you want to get into the video editor, if you check on Fiverr, just to get an idea of how much people charge and all of that, I can just upskill yourself on how to use apps like Splice, or to use, I think CapCut is like one of the top apps people use to do all this video editing. There's Photoshop, and I think there's a few others. So for all my videos, I shoot them on my iPhone 12 Pro, which is what I'm currently using to shoot this video. And I also edited them on my phone, on my iPhone 12 Pro, using an app called Splice, and it gets done quite quickly. Like there's no time to mess about. Edit a video and put it out there, and that's it. So if you're able to like get into that skill, that is obviously a way you can make cool cash at the end of the week, at the end of the month, to support yourself and your family. So option number 4 is content creation. Now this is quite a massive market now. Woo! I've talked to a lot of, so before I go into that, so content creation is you creating content either on, and the different platforms you can do that on, either on TikTok, or that on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on YouTube. So you can get paid from either views, or you can get paid from brand sponsorship. So brands can reach out to you to say, can you promote our products or promote our services, and you can charge them whatever you deem fit, or based on how experienced you're in the field or how much people you have that are following you, that kind of thing, or from affiliates. So if you're signed up to Amazon affiliates, or there's so many other brands that do affiliates these days, and you just take a bit of commission from every sale you make from them. Even TikTok as well is quite big now on TikTok. So those are ways you can use. Now, starting being a content creator, it actually does take time. I have to let you know that upfront. It's not something that you start today and start making money immediately. I think this is might be one of the hardest, not hardest, but maybe longer way to create, to get money. The others, you have to, the virtual assistant, social media marketing agency, that have mentioned, is if you upskill yourself, you can put yourself out there and find something. But when it comes to creating content, there's so much you have to do to be able to get yourself known. So on YouTube, for example, it can take days or weeks or months or years for you to get monetized. And it can also take some time for affiliate links to start generating income, which might not even be a lot, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Also, with the brand sponsorship, brands would want to work with people that have some level of followership and also engagement on their page. So those are things you have to do to increase that area. So I've worked with a lot of content creators before, especially on Instagram. I would usually send people products and they would promote it on their page, and sometimes I would either gift the item to them or I would pay them a fee. And people charge, the amount people charge these days for creating content. There was one I'd worked with before, and I decided to work with the person a bit later on. I mean, the price went from £1,500 to 10,000. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm not saying you cannot charge that much. I mean, there are people that charge hundreds of thousands for a post, but this is on Instagram. I'm gifting the clothes. I'm a small business. I do not have that much budget. And I'm like, I hate to see you go, but I have to say goodbye. So you can charge whatever. So when you get into the content creation field or market, it is quite a booming industry now. And it's something to actually jump on. It's something I'm looking to get on as well. So I need to start getting dressed and putting myself out there, Okay, so moving on from there quite swiftly. The fifth way you can make money while also working from home is print on demand. So that's something that's quite popular. So there is a site called Printify. There is one I've used in the past, but I can't remember their name. But I think Printify is one of the biggest print on demand sites. So what print on demand is if I want to create a product, I don't want to stock it. I just put my design on Printify. So if it's a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, hoodies, phone cases, phone pouch, bags, tote bags, there's the option of products to choose from is endless. You can go onto their page. This is not sponsored, by the way. I'm just talking out of my own experience or knowledge of how these things work. You can create your designs, put it on there. You can link it to either your website or link it to Etsy or link it to anywhere you want to sell on, and people are able to order it. So as soon as they order it, Printify would do the production and ship it straight to the customer. You only get a percentage of the sales that has been made from using Printify. So that's a really good way, and people do make some really, really good money from there. There's not a lot of experience required. I think it's just knowing how to set it up and knowing how to create designs. With the designs, you don't even have to create it yourself. You can go on Fiverr and find someone that can create really nice, cool designs for you. and like a graphic designer, that's a skill to have, which I haven't mentioned, but that kind of goes hand in hand with video editing, if you want to look at it that way. You can get someone on Fiverr to create a design for you, upload it on Printify, if it's like a t-shirt or whatever you want to do, and start making money that way. Ching, 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 ching. Is that the sound that it makes when you get orders coming through? The next way is a call center agent. Now, I did this many years ago. So there are companies you can sign up to, and this is, you're working in your house, you don't need to go anywhere. You just need to buy a phone and obviously a computer. They would usually send you everything else. So when I was working with them, I can't remember what the company is called, but there's so many of them out there. You would sign up to be their call center agents, and you're doing it in your house, like I said. They would give you training for a few weeks. You get on, I think you can actually pick your hours. So say you have got kids that maybe they're in nursery from say 9 till 12. You can decide to work 9 till 12, or decide to work at night when you put your kids to sleep. You can choose your hours however you want it. So it was quite good at the time. The pay wasn't a lot, but it was better than nothing. If you check call center agents that you can work with remotely, and they would just sort you out that way. It's definitely something to look into. Right, the last way is creating a product. I've got a clothing brand. Well, I've got 2 clothing brands now, and one is an apparel and accessory brand, and one is an African print clothing brand. So you can decide to create a product, and I decided to do this thing full time while I was working, like just being home. So I had my first child, I went back into work. I did go into this detail when I talked about how my brand started. So I did go into work for a few weeks or months, and I was stressed out because looking after a child and going into, and this was pre-COVID, where you had to go into an office space to work, not now that you can work from home. Obviously, a lot of jobs are quite remote now, so it's nice to do, but you want to be able to have the flexibility of time to look after your kids and look after yourself while also generating income for your family, like getting a product and putting it on out there. So I also, if you watched my previous video, I spoke about using Etsy versus using Shopify, and the best platform I think would be good to start on. So do well to check it out. I'll leave that in the description box down below. So you can get a product and literally start selling it immediately if you've got a really good product. I know a lot of people tend to do drop shipping now, and it works out really well for them. A lot of people do like handmade items, so like scrunchies and headband and hair bonnet and claws and all of those things, and they are selling out pretty well. And they're able to do this in the comfort of their home at their own time and all of that. So that's definitely something to look into, and that's definitely something I'm doing myself, and it works so well for me. So that's definitely something to look into. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content of this video, you found some values, and you've gotten a few ideas of things you can do, you can start doing straight away to start generating money for yourself, to live a financially free life and everything. If you've got any questions, leave that as well in the comment section. I'll do well to respond. Like this video if you've not already liked it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Put the notification bell as well, so when I post any upcoming videos, you get notified. And I would see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.